Quiero saber cómo estás, qué sentís.
No puedo levantar la mirada, lo siento. Estoy muy emocionado. Qué grupo de jugadores, hermano. Ya está, me tengo que ir, dejá.
Nobody thought the biggest story of the 2026 World Cup would begin after the final whistle. What looked like the perfect ending to an unforgettable tournament suddenly turned into days of controversy, serious accusations, and questions that just would not disappear. Fans everywhere were left wondering what had really happened. Before the World Cup final, Lionel Messi walked onto the pitch wearing custom boots with the words "The Last Tango" written on the soles. After 120 exhausting minutes, he ended up sitting alone on the grass at MetLife Stadium, his legs stretched out in front of him, quietly watching Spain celebrate their dramatic extra-time victory. The contrast was impossible to ignore. As the pain of the defeat finally hit, the football legend could not hold back his emotions any longer. But what happened during the match was only the beginning. Over the next few days, football was rocked by one shocking development after another. FIFA opened a formal investigation, and 2 separate disciplinary cases were launched, leaving fans eager to find out what would happen next. A red card appeared to vanish from the official record. A heated brawl erupted after the match. A member of the coaching staff was accused of punching a player, while social media exploded with conspiracy theories involving the FBI. There were also claims surrounding a controversial AFA president, reports of threats inside the locker room, and allegations that a secret agreement was in place to make sure a European team would lift the trophy. Whether true or not, the rumors spread at lightning speed and had everyone talking. The story starts with the 2026 FIFA World Cup Final, where Spain's dramatic extra-time win over Argentina became the spark for one of the most talked-about controversies in football history. To understand why everything blew up after the final whistle, you first have to see exactly what happened during the match. Every moment seemed to add more pressure, and the tension kept rising. This was much more than a tough football game. Every tackle, every referee's decision, and every mistake pushed both teams closer to the edge. The deadlock was finally broken in the 106th minute when Ferran Torres fired a left-footed finish into the net to put Spain ahead.
Me duele el alma. Lo siento.
The move began just moments into the second half of extra time, with Argentina already down to 10 players after a sending off. Lamine Yamal collected the ball on the right wing before picking out Pedro Porro with a smart pass. Porro sent a dangerous cross that almost drifted beyond the far post, but Nico Williams kept the attack alive by heading it back across the goal. Torres arrived at the perfect moment and buried it with his left foot. That single strike ended up deciding the World Cup Final, while Lionel Messi stayed on the pitch for more than 120 minutes but managed just one shot throughout the match. At the other end of the pitch, Emiliano Martinez put on an unbelievable display. The Argentine goalkeeper made a record 11 saves in a World Cup final, pulling off one incredible stop after another to keep his team alive. Even with that amazing performance, Argentina still could not stop Spain from finally finding the breakthrough. Every save gave fans hope, but the pressure never let up. The biggest turning point had actually arrived much earlier. In the 93rd minute, Enzo Fernandez was shown a red card, leaving Argentina to play the entire extra time period with just 10 men. That decision completely changed the flow of the match and made an already difficult challenge even tougher. From that moment on, Spain had more space, more control, and kept pushing forward. When the final whistle finally sounded, the tension that had been building for more than 2 hours did not disappear. As Spain's players sprinted across the pitch to celebrate their victory, emotions on both sides reached a boiling point. The celebrations and frustration collided, creating chaotic scenes that would soon dominate headlines around the world. While one team celebrated, another confrontation was already beginning to unfold. According to reports, Spain captain Rodri was struck in the stomach by Argentina defender Nahuel Molina as Rodri ran toward his teammates. Moments later, Molina and Rodri faced each other again, while Nicolas Otamendi, Rodri's former Manchester City teammate, exchanged heated words with him. That fiery confrontation quickly became the moment that sparked everything that followed. Then Leandro Paredes moved into the middle of the confrontation, and the situation became even more intense. During the chaos, television footage appeared to show him grabbing Spain defender Eric Garcia by the throat. That incident immediately drew attention, and FIFA later confirmed it would be reviewed as part of its formal investigation. The footage quickly spread online, with fans arguing over exactly what had happened. The tension only continued to rise as Paredes and Thiago Almada became involved in another heated clash that ended with Spain midfielder Gavi on the ground. Within moments, substitutes and members of both coaching staffs rushed onto the pitch as players from both teams tried to separate those involved. Argentina head coach Lionel Scaloni was also seen stepping into the middle of the crowd, repeatedly trying to calm everyone down and bring the situation under control.
You and Lamine Yamal, you guys took this iconic photo when he was a baby. And for you guys both to be going up against one another in his first World Cup final and potentially, hopefully not, your last, is very prophetic. What does that picture mean to you?
No, bueno, Lamine es un grandísimo jugador, el cual seguí muchísimo porque juega en un club al cual amo y le deseo siempre lo mejor y quiero siempre lo mejor. Y nada, es uno de los referentes mundial con 19 años, tiene toda la carrera por delante.
Even with those efforts, the disorder did not stop, and emotions remained at their highest. Then came one of the most talked about moments of the entire controversy. A red card for Paredes briefly appeared on FIFA's official match systems before disappearing a short time later. FIFA later released a short statement confirming that disciplinary matters were being reviewed, but it did not give a timeline for the investigation or identify any player by name. That unexpected change immediately sparked even more debate. Although Paredes was not officially shown a red card after the match, reports suggested he could still face disciplinary action depending on the outcome of FIFA's review. The brief appearance and disappearance of that red card quickly became one of the biggest talking points after the final, raising even more questions as the investigation continued. But the controversy did not stop with the players. Attention quickly shifted to Argentina's coaching staff, where another reported incident added even more drama to an already chaotic night. During the confusion after the final whistle, Argentina assistant coach Roberto Ayala was caught on camera approaching Spain's Dani Olmo and Eric Garcia. Suddenly, the spotlight was no longer focused only on the players. Broadcast footage appeared to show Ayala making contact with Olmo during the confrontation, creating another incident for officials to examine as the investigation expanded beyond what happened on the pitch. The clip spread rapidly online, with fans debating what the footage actually showed, while FIFA continued reviewing the events from every angle. Ayala later addressed the situation during an interview with Valencia Capital Radio, saying, "I saw there was a brawl in the middle of the pitch, and we rushed over to get our players out of there. I take responsibility for what I did. My intention was to go and separate them, but sometimes things just happen, and your heart's racing. Though that's no excuse, given the position I hold, my behavior has to be different no matter what I receive."
Tiene una gran oportunidad de conseguir algo histórico, el cual nosotros intentaremos dar el máximo para que no sea esta vez. Y nada, desearle lo mejor. La verdad que esa foto es una locura porque bueno, es la vida, ¿no? Yo me hice una foto cuando él era bebé y que hoy estemos los dos enfrentando una Copa del Mundo.
He also said he planned to apologize to Olmo in person. Olmo responded in a much calmer way when reporters asked him about the incident after the match. The 28-year-old said, "Well, it doesn't matter to us in the end. I think it's also important to think about the values you want to convey to the outside. We are role models for many generations and for many children." As videos of the confrontation continued spreading across the world, The reported incident involving a member of the coaching staff became another major part of FIFA's ongoing review. Instead of celebrating one of football's greatest nights, the conversation quickly turned toward discipline, sportsmanship, and everything that happened after the final whistle. What should have been a night remembered for the football soon became a night filled with controversy, as fans and experts focused on the dramatic scenes that followed the match instead of the result itself. The tension did not disappear once the players left the pitch. During the trophy ceremony, another moment involving Argentina attracted widespread attention and added even more discussion to an already unforgettable evening. After receiving their silver medals from FIFA President Gianni Infantino, Argentina's players became the center of another major talking point. As Spain stepped forward to collect their gold medals and lift the World Cup trophy, television cameras showed several Argentina players facing away from the celebration. With gold confetti falling, more than 80,000 fans inside MetLife Stadium and millions watching around the world, those images spread across social media almost instantly and sparked countless reactions. During his emotional post-match press conference, Lionel Scaloni defended his squad by saying his players knew how to deal with defeat. His comments quickly became part of the wider debate because the night had already included a red card during the match, a heated confrontation after the final whistle, a reported incident involving a member of the coaching staff, players missing scheduled media appearances, and now the widely discussed scenes during the trophy presentation. Every new moment seemed to add another layer to the growing controversy. Several former players and television analysts did not hold back when reacting to the scenes after the final. Alan Shearer said, "There is no place or space for that." Gary Neville also criticized what happened during ITV's coverage, questioning whether match officials had allowed emotions to build for too long throughout the tournament. Their comments quickly added even more attention to an already heated debate. The reaction soon grew into a much bigger discussion about discipline, leadership, and sportsmanship on football's biggest stage. But the controversy did not end with the events on the pitch or during the medal ceremony. In the days that followed, rumors and conspiracy theories spread rapidly across Argentina. Social media was flooded with claims, making it harder to separate confirmed information from speculation. Among the stories circulating were claims involving AFA President Claudio Tapia, reports about the team's locker room, and even references to the FBI. These allegations quickly pushed the story in a completely different direction, as online speculation grew far beyond what had happened during the World Cup Final. Every few hours, another rumor seemed to appear, keeping the controversy alive.
Hey, what's your prediction? Who's going to win the World Cup? What's your prediction?
Well, listen, I think we have seen here one of the strong teams of the world.
I think USA look good out there, don't they?
Look extremely
USA
good.
look good.
Very positive interest, absolutely.
Hours before the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium, an unexpected rumor began spreading through Argentine media and across social platforms. According to journalist Eduardo Feynman, there were claims that FBI agents were at the stadium with plans to arrest AFA President Claudio Chiqui Tapia. The report was said to have caused concern within Argentina's delegation and reportedly reached members of the squad before kickoff. Additional reports from La Nación and Marca claimed that U.S. federal prosecutors and the FBI were examining financial transactions involving the AFA, with allegations that hundreds of millions of dollars were connected to a broader inquiry. These reports and claims received significant attention online, but remained the subject of public debate and reporting. Some reports even claimed that investigators could enter Argentina's locker room, although those reports quickly became a major topic of public speculation. After the final, another moment grabbed massive attention online. Videos showing Lionel Messi speaking to his teammates before the match spread across social media at incredible speed, leaving fans searching for answers. In the footage, the captain is heard repeating, "Come on, guys, calm down. Calm down is the most important thing. Let's stay calm. Let's just think about playing, nothing else. Calm down. Let's forget about everything." Those words immediately sparked endless discussion online. Some fans believed Messi was simply reminding his teammates to stay focused and ignore the pressure of a World Cup final, while others wondered if his message had anything to do with the rumors that had been circulating before kickoff. One fan wrote, "I need to understand why Messi said, 'Forget everything that happened,' before heading out to the final. What the hell are we missing? What did they do to them?" Another posted, "Honestly, after how weird the whole match was, and now this video pops up, I've got 1,000 doubts." Those comments spread widely across social media and added even more fuel to the online debate. However, there is no public evidence confirming that Messi's message was connected to the reported investigation or to any off-field issue. Even so, the timing of the video, combined with the rumors surrounding the final, kept people talking long after the match had ended. At the same time, legal scrutiny involving Claudio Chiqui Tapia had reportedly intensified before the World Cup even began. As part of an investigation into the alleged non-payment of Social Security contributions, reports stated that a judge had issued a travel restriction involving the AFA president. As with other reported claims surrounding this story, these matters became part of the wider public discussion, but were not confirmed as being connected to the events of the final itself. The case centered on claims that Social Security contributions totaling around 19 billion pesos, roughly $13 million, had not been paid during 2024 and 2025. Because of that reported investigation, Claudio Chiqui Tapia's legal situation was already drawing major public attention before the World Cup final. What remains unclear is whether those reported issues had any effect inside Argentina's locker room before the match. No public evidence has confirmed a connection. After Argentina's defeat, social media was flooded with theories shared by some streamers and public figures. Among the claims were allegations that the final had somehow been influenced in Spain's favor, while others suggested Argentina's players were under added pressure because of the reported investigation involving Tapia. Supporters of those theories also pointed to Messi's pre-match message, telling his teammates to forget about everything, arguing that it referred to events away from the pitch rather than the football itself. However, neither the AFA nor any member of the Argentina squad has confirmed that interpretation, and there is no public evidence linking Messi's comments to those rumors. Even so, the speculation continued spreading online, with every new theory adding more debate. As the conversation grew, another claim started attracting even more attention, this time involving FIFA President Gianni Infantino and the structure of the tournament itself.
For now, we enjoy still this World Cup in 26, but it's true that 2030 will be a very special World Cup. The World Cup of the centenary, the 100-year celebration of the World Cup. It is to be a fantastic one. We will see if it is still with 48 teams, which has been very successful, or maybe with 64 teams. We will have to discuss that, to analyze that.
Throughout the 2026 World Cup, some fans and commentators claimed FIFA had shaped the competition in a way they believed favored a particular outcome. One of the biggest talking points was a reported change to the process used to determine the knockout bracket before the tournament. Critics argued that the revised format created a semi-final lineup they believed worked in favor of certain teams, although those claims remained a subject of public debate rather than established fact. Those claims have continued to spark debate, but no public evidence has confirmed that the 2026 World Cup was manipulated or predetermined. Even so, the discussion quickly moved beyond what happened on the pitch and shifted toward the tournament's structure, with fans questioning whether the competition itself had been designed in a particular way. Before the 2026 World Cup began, the four highest-ranked teams in the FIFA rankings, Spain, Argentina, France, and England, were placed on separate paths, meaning they could not face each other until the semifinals. FIFA presented this as part of the tournament format, but some critics questioned whether the arrangement gave certain teams a more favorable route through the competition. That debate soon spread across social media and football shows around the world. In Argentina, even bigger theories started circulating. One widely shared claim alleged that FIFA president Gianni Infantino had reached a private agreement with UEFA to help ensure that a European team would win the tournament in exchange for political support in future FIFA elections. The allegation spread rapidly online, attracting millions of views and countless reactions. However, no public evidence has been presented to support that claim. The controversy also led to an online petition that gained widespread attention. The petition argued that the tournament had not been conducted fairly and included the question, why should the rest of the world compete when the winner is already known? Reports claimed the campaign collected more than 23 million signatures, with widely shared figures, putting the total at 23,316,108. Regardless of the exact number, the petition became another example of just how emotional, divided, and intense the conversation had become after the World Cup final. As the speculation continued to grow, AFI President Claudio Tapia eventually spoke out. After staying silent for several days, he urged supporters not to get caught up in rumors and instead pay attention to verified information. In his statement, he warned, "Do not be deceived by the lies and the systematic campaigns that aim only to destabilize us." His comments quickly became another major talking point as the controversy continued to dominate football headlines. By that stage, the story had grown far beyond the football itself. The World Cup final was no longer remembered only for Spain's dramatic victory, but also for the investigations, public debate, and endless wave of claims that continued long after the trophy had been lifted. Every new development seemed to bring another round of questions and online arguments. The controversy surrounding Argentina had actually started before the final. Days earlier, FIFA had already opened a separate investigation following events that took place after Argentina's semifinal victory over England in Atlanta. After the 2-1 win, defender Lisandro Martinez and unused substitute Giovanni Lo Celso were seen holding a banner that read, "Las Malvinas son Argentinas," which translates to, "The Falklands are Argentinian." The images quickly spread around the world and sparked strong reactions from different groups. As the celebrations continued, television cameras showed Lo Celso receiving the banner from supporters in the stands before displaying it alongside teammates, including Lisandro Martinez, Cristiano Romero, and Nicolas Otamendi. According to media reports, the banner had been brought into the stadium by a fan after being concealed inside clothing. Reports also claimed it had been made from a hotel bedsheet using paint purchased from a local store. Those details spread rapidly across news outlets and social media, bringing even more attention to an already sensitive situation. The display soon triggered political reactions beyond football. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer supported calls for FIFA to examine the incident, while Liberal Democrat leader Ed Davey argued that the players involved should not be allowed to take part in the final against Spain. The incident added yet another layer to an already extraordinary World Cup, with football politics and public debate becoming closely linked in the days leading up to the final. FIFA confirmed that it had opened an investigation into the banner, but decided not to suspend any players before the World Cup final. Even so, the disciplinary review remained active, meaning Argentina entered the biggest match of the tournament with another major issue already hanging over the squad. The investigation stayed in the background while all eyes turned toward the final. Soon after, another theory began spreading among some supporters in Argentina. According to that claim, FIFA chose not to suspend the players involved in the Falklands banner investigation before the final, but instead allowed them to play while treating the team unfairly during the tournament. Supporters of this theory argued that displaying the banner had become the real source of tension and believed the defeat against Spain was connected to that situation. Those claims spread widely across social media and football forums, creating even more debate. However, there is no public evidence supporting those allegations, and FIFA has not indicated that the result of the World Cup final was influenced in any way. Despite that, the rumors continued circulating online, with many fans offering their own interpretations of the events. The discussion remained highly emotional long after the tournament had ended. The banner controversy also reminded many supporters of an earlier disciplinary case. After a friendly match against Slovenia in 2014, Argentina was fined 30,000 Swiss francs by FIFA's disciplinary committee following the display of a banner carrying the same slogan. More than a decade later, the issue returned on football's biggest stage, leading to another FIFA investigation alongside the other disciplinary matters that followed the dramatic events of the 2026 World Cup. By the end of the tournament, Argentina was facing several separate FIFA reviews, making the team one of the most closely examined sides in the entire competition. As the investigations continued, older controversies were also brought back into the spotlight. Following the 2022 World Cup Final in Qatar, goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez faced heavy criticism after making a widely discussed gesture with the Golden Glove trophy and later taking part in dressing room celebrations that included remarks directed at Kylian Mbappe. Those moments quickly became part of the wider conversation once again. Attention also returned to Enzo Fernandez. Before the 2026 World Cup, he publicly apologized after sharing a video featuring a team chant that the French Football Federation described as racist and discriminatory. As scrutiny increased following the 2026 final, those earlier incidents were frequently mentioned by commentators discussing Argentina's disciplinary history. Every new controversy seemed to bring old ones back into focus. Later that same year, Emiliano Martinez received a 2-match suspension after once again attracting disciplinary attention following a trophy celebration. When viewed alongside other reported incidents, including the 2014 Falklands banner case, the 2026 banner investigation, Martinez's celebrations, Enzo Fernandez's controversial chant, disciplinary action during World Cup qualifying, and the confrontations after the 2026 final, many commentators argued that Argentina's disciplinary record had become a major topic of discussion. The spotlight on the team only continued to grow because of that broader history. Some observers suggested FIFA's review could consider not only what happened after the final, but also the wider context surrounding the team. FIFA's disciplinary code, including Articles 1 to 3, allows officials to examine conduct that may affect the reputation of the sport, with any decision based on the specific facts and evidence in each individual case. There are several well-known examples of FIFA handing out major disciplinary sanctions in the past. Former Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales received a 3-year ban following the incident at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup Final. Luis Suarez was also suspended for 4 months after biting an opponent during the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Those previous cases showed that FIFA has taken significant disciplinary action in high-profile situations when it determined that sanctions were appropriate. Those cases are often mentioned when discussing the range of disciplinary measures available under FIFA regulations, although every investigation is reviewed on its own facts. Another detail that caught plenty of attention after the final was the limited number of public apologies from the main figures involved in the post-match confrontation. Many fans expected stronger public responses, but that did not happen. Instead, several players focused on expressing their disappointment over the result rather than the incidents after the match. Leandro Paredes, for example, shared a message on Instagram that read, "Thank you, Argentina. I love you today and always. Today I write with a heavy heart, having been unable to bring our country the joy it so richly deserves, but with a chest full of pride for having given everything we had." His emotional message quickly spread across social media and drew thousands of reactions. Paredes focused on the defeat and his appreciation for Argentina's supporters instead of commenting on the events that unfolded after the final whistle. He described it as an honor to represent what he called the best Argentine national team in history. His statement was filled with pride, gratitude, and disappointment over missing out on the trophy, but it made no mention of the post-match confrontation or the incidents that later became part of FIFA's investigation. Enzo Fernandez shared a similar message, writing, "Wearing the jersey is the greatest honor of my career." Like several of his teammates, he reflected on the pain of defeat and the pride of representing Argentina. His statement also focused on the team's journey and did not address his sending off during the match or the disciplinary matters that followed. That choice became another small talking point as the wider debate continued. Those omissions quickly became another major talking point as fans and commentators continued debating everything that happened after the World Cup final. Lionel Messi also remained publicly silent about the confrontation that followed the final whistle. Before the match, he had already drawn attention by wearing custom Adidas boots with the words "The Last Tango" printed on the soles and by delivering an emotional message to his Argentina teammates. Those moments only became more meaningful after the defeat. After the loss, however, Messi chose not to make any public comments about the post-match incidents. Instead, one image stood out above all the others. The football legend sat alone on the grass, quietly watching Spain celebrate their World Cup triumph before eventually walking over to collect his silver medal. That emotional scene spread around the world within minutes and immediately sparked one huge question. Had fans just witnessed the final chapter of Messi's international career? The timing made the moment even more powerful. It was at the very same MetLife Stadium where Messi announced his retirement from international football after Argentina's defeat to Chile in the 2016 Copa America final, a decision he later reversed. Returning to that stadium for another heartbreaking loss naturally led to fresh speculation about what might come next. As of now, Messi has not announced his retirement from international football. According to Argentine journalist Gaston Edul of TT Sports, he is not expected to make an immediate decision. Reports have also suggested that the Argentine Football Association hopes to organize a future home match to properly celebrate the captain's remarkable career if he eventually decides to bring his international journey to an end. For now, the uncertainty remains, leaving football fans around the world wondering whether the last tango has truly reached its final note. At 39 years old, Lionel Messi has given no public indication that he is ready to retire from international football, even though many people expect the 2026 tournament to have been his final World Cup. His contract with Inter Miami runs through the 2028 MLS season, making it clear that his club career is expected to continue regardless of whatever decision he eventually makes with Argentina. For now, his future with the national team remains one of football's biggest unanswered questions. Now, before the tournament, Messi was asked whether he could still be part of the 2030 World Cup. His response was calm and left every possibility open. "As long as I can contribute, feel good physically, and help my teammates." Rather than making a dramatic promise or announcing a final decision, he made it clear that everything would depend on his fitness, his form, and how he felt over the coming years. That answer immediately gave supporters hope that the story might not be over just yet. Although Argentina fell short in the final, Messi still received individual recognition. FIFA included his stunning long-range goal against Algeria on the short list for the tournament's goal of the tournament award. It became one of the few bright moments for Argentina after Spain lifted the World Cup trophy and Rodri was named the Golden Ball winner as the tournament's best player. Across 6 different World Cups, Messi finished with 21 goals and 8 assists for Argentina. Alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, he became one of only 2 players in football history to appear in 6 separate World Cup tournaments. Those incredible achievements made the emotion surrounding his latest World Cup appearance even more powerful, with many believing they had watched the final chapter of an unforgettable international career. After the final whistle, one moment stood out above everything else. While emotions were running high all around him, Messi was seen shaking hands with Spain's players. Before quietly walking away, former England goalkeeper Joe Hart summed it up during the BBC's coverage, saying there was one man on the pitch who did have class, and that was Lionel Messi, who shook hands with every one of those Spanish players. That simple gesture left a lasting impression and became one of the most memorable images from an unforgettable final. Spain's young star, Lamine Yamal, also walked straight over to Lionel Messi after the match to offer a few words of comfort. That touching moment quickly became one of the most memorable images of the entire night, showing respect between two generations of football stars even after such a dramatic final. The attention now shifts to FIFA and what happens next. The governing body has confirmed that an investigation is underway into the incidents that followed Argentina's defeat to Spain. Officials are reviewing the confrontations after the final whistle to determine whether any further disciplinary action is necessary. So far, FIFA has not announced when the investigation will be completed or whether any sanctions will be handed out, leaving one of the most controversial World Cup finals in recent memory without a clear ending. Argentina defender Nahuel Molina and midfielder Leandro Paredes became two of the central figures in the post-match confrontation, with Paredes drawing particular attention after a red card briefly appeared on FIFA's official match systems before later disappearing. Thiago Almada and assistant coach Roberto Ayala have also been mentioned in reports connected to FIFA's ongoing disciplinary review, adding even more focus to the investigation. With players, substitutes, and members of the coaching staff all reportedly involved in different moments, the review has grown far beyond a single confrontation on the pitch. At the same time, FIFA was already examining Argentina's display of the Falklands political banner following the semi-final victory over England. That meant Argentina finished the tournament with two separate FIFA investigations taking place at once, making the aftermath of the 2026 World Cup almost as unforgettable as the football itself. Looking at previous disciplinary cases, many fans are now waiting to see whether FIFA will issue financial penalties, sporting sanctions, or decide that no further action is necessary. Because of everything that has happened, opinions remain sharply divided over what FIFA will do next. Some believe stronger punishments could be handed out this time, while others expect the governing body to once again limit any action to fines or official warnings. Until the investigation is complete, no final decision has been announced, leaving fans around the world waiting for answers. In the meantime, the debate has only continued to grow. A petition calling for the World Cup final to be replayed has reportedly attracted tens of thousands of signatures, while conspiracy theories, heated discussions, and countless opinions continue spreading across social media. Whether those claims are ultimately supported or not, they have kept this World Cup final in the spotlight long after the trophy was lifted. Spain left New Jersey as world champions, while Argentina left facing ongoing investigations, difficult questions, and a story that still has no final ending. The disappearing red card, the disciplinary reviews, the political controversy, and the emotional images of Lionel Messi have all combined to make this one of the most talked about World Cup finals in recent football history. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think this was the final time Lionel Messi wore the famous Alba Celeste shirt at a World Cup? And what do you believe FIFA should do once its investigation is complete? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, because we read as many comments as we can, and your opinion could be featured in a future video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends to help more football fans join the conversation. Turn on notifications so you never miss our latest uploads packed with football stories, major controversies, and the biggest moments from around the world. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.